If you own a 3rd gen Camaro, you will eventually break your headlight switch. Luckily, it's a fairly easy fix. The part that you will need is this little plastic headlight switch nut. Remove the plastic caps. And then remove the torque screws. Lower the under dash pad. Remove the 2 screws that hold the plastic bezel in place. Pull out the cigarette lighter, push on the tabs, and then slowly remove the bezel. Unplug the defroster, and then unplug the cigarette lighter. There is a small spring-loaded button you push in order to remove the headlight switch arm. You must do this before the bezel can be removed. Remove the bezel, and then remove the 4 screws that hold the gauge cluster in place. Remove the gauge cluster by tipping it forward and to the left. Using a screwdriver, remove the broken plastic piece. Align the headlight switch with the dash, and then screw in the replacement headlight nut with something flat. Reinstall the gauge cluster. Turn the ignition on to ensure that the gauge cluster is still functional. Reinstall the 4 screws that hold the gauge cluster in place, taking care that you do not drop the screws behind the dash. Reinstall the bezel. Plug in the defroster and the cigarette lighter. Use firm pressure to reinstall the bezel. Reinstall the 2 screws at the bottom of the bezel. Reinstall the cigarette lighter, and then reinstall the headlight switch rod. Test the interior light, and then ensure the headlights function. Start the car and ensure the gauges are still functional. I hope you liked this video. Please hit that subscribe and like button. You can also follow me on Instagram for video updates and some behind the scenes work.